Welcome to the Skilled for Work Academy, where we are going to be teaching you the workplace skills you need to work remotely, locally or globally. And I will introduce myself in a bit. Now, this particular training will cover 3 different video lessons, and the lesson 1 is going to be addressing 5 major things you need to be globally employable. 5 major things you need to be globally employable. What is the objective? What should you take away at the end of this particular lesson? At the end of this particular lesson, if you don't hold me and say, no, Dr. Adenisola, I did not take this away, right? That is what you should do. You should have clarity on the 5 major things you will need to be employable globally, whether it is on-site or remotely. Are you ready? Now, let's meet me in the next slide. I am Adenisola Adio Adepoju, and I am a global citizen. I've been to 5 continents, and more than 90% of it is on someone else's money. And I really have won over 35 global opportunities. Now, I am also someone who has worked internationally twice. The first time was at National History Museum of London, that is as a design lead, and I moved on to be the Global Program Coordinator at Museum for the United Nations, where I covered 23 plus locations globally. Now, both of them were jobs I got out of my country, still in Nigeria, and I was working remotely, earning in dollars. Now, before then, I worked as an academic, where I taught at the university, and I have several publications in research. So if you are wondering, how come she knows so much about what we need in Africa, in our curriculum, it is because I have taught at the university. I know what is lacking. Plus, I am the founder of iTrain Africa and the Skilled for Work Academy. Prior to this, I've had a fashion business for 14 years at the time I'm recording this video. So yes, I've been an employer at Lobo for a very long time. I know what is lacking in staff, what I'm always screaming that I want to see in my staff when I employ them. So I have the perspective of both the academic, the entrepreneur, and I'm a professional who has worked internationally. I'm the best teacher for you, even if I say so myself, because I understand the 3 worlds very well. Now, I'm the 2-time convener of the Global Mentorship Conference, which is the largest online conference for Africans at impact. In our 2 conferences that we've held as of today, we have had over 80 speakers. The first one had 35, the second one had 41 speakers. Here's about 80 speakers, and we have covered 53 countries across Africa. Now, what is my mission? Why do I do all this? I'm on a mission to reach and help 10 million Africans, youth, women, and professionals become globally employable and visible. Now, let's get right to why this lesson that you are watching is important. Why it is important for you to stick right with me to the very end of this lesson. Now, there are millions of Africans who have degrees, who have certification. If you are listening to me and you understand me right now, you are literate. It means you have gone to school, even if it is just secondary school. So literacy is just secondary school level. And that is all I require for employability. Are you shocked? Yes, I will explain to you why. I have 16-year-old and 17-year-old, 18-year-old who has learned from me and who are working with me even before they got into the university. So literacy is all I need you to have. Now, the thing I know many people lack is clarity. They are asking, what do I need to learn? What skills do I need to learn to land a job? What do I need to get? Like, if I was to be paid $1 for every time somebody asks me, how can I land a remote job like you? How can I work with you and live like you? If I was to be, I would be very rich right now, right? Because that is the most asked question of all time. Or for a profession, they're asking, how can I transition into remote work? I have years of experience. I say, is your experience relevant? And they are starting to wonder and saying, what does that mean? Now, this lesson is important because I need to help you understand what exactly you need, whether it is you're a recent graduate that you want to even get started to work in any space at all, or you are already in a profession, you want to transition, or you are a stay-at-home mom and you are wondering, if I'm a career person, I won't have time for my family. It is a lie. I work from home. When I was working with a Museum for the United Nations, I had a baby in between, so I was working from home, and it allowed me to exclusively breastfeed my child. So I understand what your pain is. Or you are a parent that you are keeping your child at home, you are keeping that child at home before university and saying they should go and learn one vocational thing that they are not interested in. You would want to watch this. It is important you know the skills they need to acquire, that it will work for them at any time, in any field, in anywhere in the world. Now, before you go and pick up another degree or spend another 2 years getting a graduate degree that you do not need. Watch these super clear lessons from start to finish. Do not waste your time. Many people, when they come to my academy, will say, I have wasted 7 years. I have wasted 10 years. I saw someone that said, 14 years ago, I wish I met you because I have invested my life in what I don't really care about. Now, you can read from all of them in our, go find us on social media, iTrain Africa or Skill for Work. Testimonials, go to our testimonial outlet. You will see how people's lives are transforming. You can see blessings. She sent me a message. She said, I knew I was rusty on my job. I just did not know what I needed. So she was planning to have an MSc degree. Then she watched my lessons, which were free, by the way, something like this. And she said, now I know I don't need another MSc. I want you to pause this video here, read through the screenshots of Blessing's journey between March 28th and May 12th when she was done with the academy. Please do not waste your time learning what you don't need, watching 1,000 YouTube videos because you are trying to figure out what you need. This will figure out what you need for you. Am I real? Am I legit? You can see all my social media pages. Find me on LinkedIn. Find me on iTrain Africa. Find us on Skill for Work. Find Aderinsola Ajiadepoju across everywhere. If you search me on Google, I have a Google Scholar account. So now let's get right to the business. Global employability. Are you employable? Because I see many people coming to ask me, Dr. Aderinsola, please, how can I get a job? And I said, are you employable? They say, how do I mean I have gone to school? I said, no, they are two different things. Are you employable? What does employability really mean? It is possessing the right knowledge, aptitudes, skills, and other traits employers require. It is a set of qualities and competences that are required of you to meet adequate needs of employers. Forget all the definition. Let's just define it to you first. What does that imply? Let me put it in layman's language. What does that translate for to you? They say knowledge. You have only gone to school to acquire knowledge. That is just one part of what an employer needs. They need aptitudes, they need skills, they need traits, and other things I'll be discussing in the next couple of slides. So it means instead of you to be telling yourself, how do I get a job? The question should be reversed. How do I give an employer what he wants or she wants so that they can employ me? It is not about you. Employers do not care at all in any way or form if you need a job, if you need a remote job, if you need an internet. They don't care about what you need. They don't care about you wanting the job. They care about, do you possess the qualities I am searching for in a candidate? Now pause this video and think about it again. Are you that one that employer will point to and choose based on this requirement? And I am saying, oh, doctor, what skills are you talking about? What traits are you talking about? How do I get them? Those are the things that are running through your mind right now. I know, I've been in this for a long time, so I know it is running through your mind. So if you are asking all that, let's first tackle the knowledge. The first thing that you are very familiar with, the knowledge. That is what you probably have gone to school to learn. This is what you already learned in school, or maybe not. Because trust me, knowledge may not be relevant. I have a degree in chemistry, PhD in chemistry. In this regard, as an educator to you, the knowledge I am using here is not the one I got on the PhD. It is probably the one I got working internationally remotely and being an employer of labor. So let's be clear. So if I say the knowledge employer is looking for is what knowledge is relevant to that employer. Let's say for instance you have gone to school, you did microbiology. You doing microbiology means you have knowledge around microbiology, but then you come out and realize, oh, I never wanted to be even in science. I would like to be a content creator. Guess what? You don't even have knowledge. That means you don't even have the very first thing an employer is looking for. You don't have knowledge, right? Or you did microbiology, you want to become a project manager. You don't even have knowledge around that thing. So it means that even the very first thing, you don't have it. So all you have is a certificate. And by the way, in lesson 2, I'll be covering the formula for employability, the 5-30-30-35 formula in lesson 2. So wait right to lesson 2. Now that we've established what knowledge means, so before you come to me and say, Ma, I have gone to school, guess what? The next time I'm asking, do you have knowledge about the job you want to do for me? You may not have it. The second thing is skills. Now, skills are divided into 2. You know, everybody is shouting, you need to acquire skills, or you need to acquire skills. Everybody is shouting it. Everybody is, propagating it, but nobody is telling you the main thing that you want to get. This is why this video is here for you. Like hard skill, there is hard skill, there is soft skills. Say hard skill and soft skills. Repeat after me. Now, good. Hard skills is the first one I will address, which is what you are conversant with. I am coming from what you know to what you don't know. The second thing, that is hard skill. There are things where you hear things like data analysis, product management, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor. That is hard skill, right? The way you should think about hard skill is say, what is that skill that they will call me at work? That they will say, I'm a project manager, I'm a content creator, I am a this, I'm a product manager. That is the hard skill. Or I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. Now, hard skill can be technical or not technical. What is the hard skill of a technical? Like, oh, I'm coding, I am in product management, I'm in data analysis. Those are technical. But even in the technical, there can be no code technical skills. Those are things like project management. You are in the tech space, but you are not. So under hard skill, it could be the hard skill that you learn at your university to become a doctor, a lawyer. That is a hard skill, meaning the one that can help you add currency, money. Right? That is a hard skill. It may be what you learned in school, it may not be what you learned in school. It may be an imagined profession like product management, it can be all this. Now that is hard skill. The next one, which people do not talk about, and which according to Harvard is responsible for 85% of your success on a job. Hey, you are saying really? Yes. There is Harvard study that say your job success, if you are going to succeed in your career, it is dependent. 85% of it is dependent on your what? Soft skill. And people don't talk about it. You hear, oh, come and learn project management, come and learn this thing, but no one is telling you the one that will get you that job. They are telling you the one that will help you do the job, not the one that will get you into the job. Now, what are soft skills? They are typically transferable skills that it speaks more to how you work. How you work, not what you know. How you work. It is made up of a whole lot. And no, you don't learn it in school. It is not on YouTube. It is not, they can tell you, oh, leadership skills, this thing. They will list all the skills for you, but they will now not tell you how you get it and use it on the job in real life. They won't tell you that one, the steps, the approach, and that is what I am going to cover. Digital skills, even if digital skills should not be a soft skill, but what I now call these soft skills is, I don't call it soft skills again. I call it workplace foundational skills. I call it what? Workplace foundational skills. It means that why is it foundational? It means that in today's world, an employer needs you to be able to use digital tools, softwares. They need you to be able to communicate, to be able to sell, to be able to write proposals, to be able to write reports, and all those things. It is not like they taught you in school. And the employer does not have the patience to teach you. But it's as if they employed you now to be a procurement officer. And they're telling you, design slides, do this, do that, use Canva, design this. Like, they did not teach you. And they did not let it in school. So who is supposed to teach you? That is the problem. They are foundational skills. So once an employer sees that you don't possess those foundational skills that nobody is talking about, they will, you know what they will do? At that interview, they'll just say, oh, they'll give you cases like, oh, if I wanted to organize a project, and yes, this is a real life example. When I was interviewed for my role admission for the United Nations, they said, oh, we want to organize an hackathon. I was going to be managing 23 locations in a diverse role. If you had to do this and that, what will you use? And I said, oh, of course I will use Miro. How do I know this? I had been on an international project before then. I said, oh, fantastic. They didn't ask me about the job I was going to do. They asked me about how I was going to do the job. Soft skills. So I am spending time here because I want you to know how important this is. UN live interview was about the soft skills I possessed, not the work I was going to do. They did not even ask me for my PhD certificate, not to talk of any other thing. So now, the fourth thing, personal attributes. What are those attributes? Things like your adaptability, cultural sensitivity. See, let me give you an example of what I'm referring to as cultural sensitivity. When I was at UN live, they would say, you know, you need to respect people's diverse culture. How do you act at work? Do you have the ability to accommodate people with diverse orientation, diverse cultural background, cultural nuances? Meaning, in Africa, if I do not want to, like if I want you to do something now, I will say, oh, I want it now, it's urgent. But in the UK, when I was working in the UK, this someone, a UK person tells me, oh, can you give me this thing at your earliest possible? It means that they want it now. Do you understand? Those are the kind of things that you may not know, especially because you have never been in that situation. And those are things like personal attributes. How do you collaborate? Teamwork. All those things is the fourth thing. Now, the fifth thing that is relevant to an employer. This is the fifth one. What is relevant to an employer? Look, experience. I did not say work experience, because you are watching this thing and saying, I'm a graduate, I've never worked before, or I've worked before. No, things like that. I need relevant experience. What is relevant experience? Meaning that you may have been a finance professional for 10 years. If you want to get into digital marketing, project management, product management, you don't have relevant experience. You have zero relevant experience. Do you understand me? Zero. Now, how can you achieve experience even if you've never worked before? The number one thing is internship. Number two thing is volunteering, or of course work, the one you do. Now, this internship is very key, but nobody is going to take an intern who doesn't come with at least soft skills. Look, this thing, someone can come to me and tell me they're a project manager. I may not employ them, but if they come with soft skills, I'll say, okay, I can easily train you on the technical skill, on the job I want you to do for me, but I cannot be teaching you how to now do Google and all those things. Those are soft skills you should have come with. So when I say internship, it means that even if you want to go and volunteer for someone free, you want to intern free, the person, you must be bringing value to the table. The question is, how do you now bring value to the table if you do not even know where to get this value? What is value? Now, I always say, do a gap analysis of what you lack. Do a what? Gap analysis. I say, oh, doctor, what is gap analysis? I will explain. To fill up the gap, so that in the next 12 to 20 weeks, you can learn that global remote role. Now, I would like to teach you how to do that gap analysis in the next lesson, but as in what we need to do first. What is the solution? Before we proceed to reviewing gap analysis, you understanding what that thing is, let's look at the only program that can give you in 6 weeks or less 3 of the 5 things I say your employer wants. I mentioned 3 things to you that your employer wants. 3. And I have a program that I can offer you right now that will help you get 3 of them in less than 6 weeks. Now let's look at what it contains. If you look at this, I want you to take a look at this. It is called the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. AKA, when I say AKA, that is what our academic students call it. They call it the Remote Workers Program. Why do they call it the Remote Workers Program? They will say it is the only program that they've seen that will teach you everything you need to work remotely in any profession. It doesn't matter what your profession is. That is what it is. And it is what I call it the Soft Skills Program. They call it the Remote Workers Program. The name of the course itself is Workplace Foundational Skills Program, meaning all the foundational things you need. Now, this program, it is good for you if you're a beginner. If you're a literate youth, and a beginner does not mean you're a recent graduate, meaning are you just starting off in a new profession or you are just graduating? A beginner is someone that is just starting off. Now, are you a woman? Are you a professional transitioning careers or starting a career in the tech space? You need it. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a professional, a freelancer, an academic, you need this, because like I said, it is not taught at school. It is not taught at work. It is not on YouTube. It is not like, if you find it on Coursera, they will say you need 10 leadership. You need soft skills. They will say leadership, this, that. They will list it. It is essential. Okay, I have heard it is essential. Can you teach me how as in the skills? Show me, not even teach me. Show me how it is used at work. You will not find it. Now, you will need this especially if you lack the clarity or you do not know the key skills. Soft skill, digital skill, tech skills, life skills, art skills, or software that you need to work efficiently in the 21st century workforce. This is why we call it the Global Employability Academy. Now, there are so many things that is going to bring to you as benefits. Now, if you look at this flyer, you will see that we have the clarity and mindset. We will first give you clarity about which program you should take. Then it now has the soft skills such as communication, research, use of AI tools, work ethics, building of Gantt charts, building of proposals, writing reports, monitoring and evaluating how you work agile. Working agile means working in a global team remotely. And it now has the life skills such as leadership, negotiation, ability to sell, communication, Two skills you must always have and know how to use is selling and communication. If you have those two, an ability to research, those three is you are set up for life. You will sit down in your house, you will be earning hard currency. Do you understand me? That is three things, and we cover it in this particular program. Now, there are bonuses on this program. Cover CV template. That is the first program that I'm giving that template out. I will teach them how to build it and give them a template. It is a bonus. Now we have the cover letter, we have the CV as a bonus. We also have an ebook in case you're just starting off in tech. Now, the best part of this is the fact that when you are done with the program, we put them in a job alumni community where our local and international partners recruit from. The only person that ever joins that community, if you like, pay us 1 million. If you do not go through this program, you are never joining that community, where we put exclusive job offers for people that have gone through our academy. Now, I call it again the soft skills program. People call it WFS, which is workplace foundational skills, but our students call it the remote workers program, because that is what it has done for them. Now, if you would like to sign up to this immediately, there are two things you can do. First, you should send us a WhatsApp message and say, I want to enroll for WFS, or I want to enroll for the remote workers program. Send us a message right now to enroll. And yes, as at the time of this recording, this is currently subsidized at 75%. This is what currently subsidized at 75%. So I am going to be moving on to the next lesson, where we'll be covering what? Gap analysis and how you determine the right career path for you to find global remote jobs on LinkedIn that pays well in dollars. See you in the next lesson. If you are ready to enroll, click the button below and enroll right now.